Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Celebrating Black Business Month Founder Talk series. And we're very happy to have Diane today to talk about future of Black entrepreneurship, entrepreneur business. We also very happy to have Manli from SBA joining us and co-hosting this event. I'm going to first ask Manli to tell us a story about SBA Story, and then we'll go to Diane. Okay. Manli, take it over.
Thank you, Ying, to celebrate the Black Business Month. So I'd like to share a story, the Arkansas Young Entrepreneur of the Year, Aiden Esslinger. As the owner and the CEO of the Aiden Esslinger Company, Aiden's mission is to entertain and inspire. He is the author of 3 self-published children's books, an actor, filmmaker, and playwright. Aiden started his business when he was just 8 years old. Over the past 7 years, he has written, directed, and produced 4 stage plays, a short film, and a web series. The Aiden Esslinger Company is the parent company that oversees 3 separate entities: Aiden Esslinger Production, Authors Town Publishing, and AE Community. Through Aiden Esslinger Productions, he has enriched the world with original and captivating content, captivating his audience with his storytelling prowess. At Authors Town Publishing, Aiden's mission expands to coaching aspiring authors, guiding them through the journey of writing and self-publishing. But Aiden's impact doesn't end with this creative contribution. He has demonstrated a deep commitment to his community through AE Community. Here, he designed activities and incentives for young Black boys to encourage them to read and take their academics seriously. Since 2019, Aiden took a significant step toward his growth and impact by collaborating with SBA resource partner, Conductor. Through this partnership, he has access in invaluable resources such as consulting, mentoring, and participation in minority entrepreneurship pitch nights, leading him to even greater heights. Moreover, Aiden's vision has been supported by a Kiva loan funding that he has been instrumental in driving the expansion of his business. At the young age of 16, Aiden is an innovator who finds ways to serve his customers, fan base, and community, while serving as a profound and inspiring influences for other young people who aspire to be entrepreneurs. Aiden has proven that age is not a limitation, but a canvas on which to paint one's dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Manli. Inspiring story. Diane, I'm going to leave it with you to introduce yourself, your company, and the topic for today.
Hello, everyone. So first, I want to start off by thanking Tech Incubator at Queens College, Ying Zhao, Men Ling Lean, just thank you for the opportunity to be able to come today to talk to everyone. And definitely, I want to thank everyone on the call because you guys could have been doing something else, but you chose to be here with us. And so I appreciate that. My name is Diane Sampson. I am the founder and the owner of All About You Digital and All About You Designs. Initially, when I started years ago, my vision was photography. Growing up, I always saw my dad with a camera in his hands. Finally, when I got old enough, he allowed me to play around with the camera, and then I just fell in love with it. Growing up, I would go to family parties, different things like that, and just take pictures. I remember one year, this was probably in, I want to say 1996. I was at a girlfriend's party for her daughter and I took some pictures. And after I was done, I put everything together and made a little photo book for her. She was really surprised by it. And she was like, I would definitely pay you as a photographer. And so a light bulb went off. Never even thought about it. I just did it for fun. It was a passion of mine. Talking to her and hearing that she would pay me, I was like, oh, okay, this is an idea. And then I couldn't figure out where to get started from. Fortunately, through my church, I was able to find my first mentor who took me under his wing. He was the photographer for the church, and he took me under his wing. He would allow me to go to different events, weddings, conferences, different things and stuff like that. And he allowed me to learn from him, and he taught me everything he knew. Then when I felt like I outgrew him, he introduced me to another photographer and I started going out with him. So I was very fortunate enough to have two mentors in photography. The second mentor actually helped me and guided me to the steps that I needed to go through in order to start my business. I started All About You Photography in 1997. From there, I just started getting little jobs. And actually, when I first started out, it was just getting your name out there. You're new. So I did events, and a lot of times I did some things for free, charity. And then from there, it spiraled. Word got out because after you produce these wonderful pictures and you give it to the customer and they see what it is, word gets out and then they refer you to other people. That just led to other jobs. And then eventually I had a business where I really didn't have to do that much marketing. Anytime I did a job, I would always at least a minimum of get another job from that particular event. And so over the years doing the different events, I would want to say doing weddings was my ultimate favorite. And that's what I love doing. It's a lot of work, but I just love at the end of the day when I'm sitting down with the photos and I'm putting the album together. I love to see people in love and making that commitment to each other. So weddings is ultimately my favorite. I was doing that. Everything was going well. Then the pandemic happened in 2020. And then at the height of the pandemic, also, I lost my mom. So those two things hit me hard. Of course, the business took a hard hit because nobody was doing any kind of events, nothing being out in public. That caused an issue for my business. Then dealing with the heartache of losing my mom. And I kind of lost the passion that I had for photography. Over those 3 years, I had to rethink my business and how can I build something new and create something new and start over again with photography. Luckily, in 2023, I joined a group. I forget the name of it, but I joined a group. It was basically a workshop, a class we started, and then we learned, that's where I gained my knowledge of AI. So I know Prosper mentioned that she was doing this since last year. I actually just discovered it this year, which was a wonderful thing. I started messing around with AI. I fell in love with that, started doing different things. That's where I changed because my initial business was All About You Photography. And then this year I started All About You Digital and All About You Designs. So the digital aspect, I do a lot of photo editing or video editing, different things like that. And the All About You Designs aspect is where I use most of my AI creations. I make t-shirts, cups, mugs, different things like that. And so as of right now, I'm going through the process where I am revamping both both of my businesses and the websites. And so I am going to be working on that. I wanted to share with you, I was asked to come today to talk about the future of Black entrepreneurship. For me, I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Whoop. There we go. One of the things for me in understanding something about the future of entrepreneurship, I feel it's important that we talk about history, because in order to know where you're going, you have to understand where you came from. One of the things when we talk about Black entrepreneurship, that first comes to mind is Black Wall Street. A lot of people didn't really understand how big Black Wall Street was. Black Wall Street initially started with O.W. Gurley. He was a businessman also, and he actually in 1906 went out and purchased 40 acres of land. From there, he started allowing Black people to open up businesses, and they built different things. Over the time, they were able to build this community where they actually relied on one another. And back then, literally a dollar would circulate within the community for a year or a little over a year. It was so big, they had over 300 businesses. They had a bus system, they had an airport, they had several movie theaters, several churches, different things like that. It was really a big community. Now, as we move forward into the future, we want to talk about some of the things that actually why people want to start businesses. We want to talk about the motivations for people to start businesses. One of the first motivations I want to talk about is pursuing a passion. As similar to my story, as I talked about growing up, photography was always my passion. That is where a lot of people are actually going out and doing something about their passion. So a lot of times you always hear people say that when I work, I don't really feel like I'm working because I'm doing what I love. That is where a lot of times people go out, as Prosper mentioned before, her arts and crafts, that was a passion, and I'm sure that's where it started from. That is one of the things a lot of young people just in general nowadays are going out and starting businesses because they want to start with doing something that they're passionate about. The next thing is a lot of people, especially Black business owners, they're just ready to be their own boss. Because a lot of times we are raised to go out, go to school, get an education, and then go get a job. And ultimately, that's doing is setting you up to work for somebody else. You're ultimately working to build somebody else's passion and somebody else's dream. And so as time is changing, especially with this last pandemic hitting, a lot of people are ready to just go out and start something for themselves, and to just be their own boss and create their own business. The next thing is sometimes an opportunity may arise where I worked for a media company. It kind of did help me start my own business, but I did work part-time with a media company and that's where I ultimately learned some of the skills that I have with editing videos. That's where I learned, and camera filming and stuff like that was working with this company. What happened was there was a little video that I did for something for my church, and the gentleman who was in charge of the media in the church, he had his own media company, and he actually saw the video that I did, and he asked me, how did I do it? So I explained to him, and he was like, well, would you be willing to learn a little bit more? I was like, sure, I'm always open to learning new things. And so an opportunity presented itself for me to work with him, under him for a little while, and I was able to incorporate the things that I learned there in my photography business. Because one of the things I did especially after I did weddings, I would do a video slide montage of the pictures, and I would present that to the customer. So an opportunity presented itself is another reason why people are starting their business. Another reason is people are being dissatisfied with corporate America. The way things are going, especially with this pandemic, a lot of people are not really satisfied with what's going on in corporate America. A lot of people, a lot of companies, because of the pandemic, losing money, they had to downsize. And unfortunately, people fell under the gun. They lost a lot of jobs and different things and stuff like that. So definitely dissatisfaction with corporate America is one issue. Another thing with corporate America, a lot of companies are laying off their American-based employees and they're outsourcing jobs to other countries. And they find that to be more economic for them, more money in their pockets, because they don't have to pay into probably retirement plans, health packages, and different things and stuff like that. A lot of companies are finding it more resourceful for them to outsource jobs. This is another reason people are going out to start their own businesses. One of the things I wanted to talk about is women and men entrepreneurs. Within the last, I want to say 10 years, a lot of women have been going out and starting their own businesses because a large portion of them are building their families. And so they're having babies. It's a struggle. Like right now, presently, I have two girlfriends just gave birth to babies. One is about 2 months, the other one is a little less than a month. And they're both struggling knowing that they have to go back to work. A lot of women are making that choice to not go back to work, and they're choosing to go out there and start a business. It gives them the opportunity to stay home with their kids and to be able to spend more time with their kids, raise their kids, different things and stuff like that. That is a huge thing. And especially, again, everything within the last couple of years, this pandemic has really produced so many entrepreneurs and people who just took the risk because they didn't have a choice to do anything else. So they literally just took the risk and just went out there and said, okay, I'm just going to go out there and just start a business. What do I have to lose? Basically, if you're thinking about starting a business, like just where to start, I would definitely recommend that somebody would actually find a mentor in your field, your specific field, somebody that can guide you on what steps to take. They can even direct you in the right path of finding the resources that you may need in order to start your business and to continue growing the business. Definitely, I encourage you to do your research, find out, like for me, when I started my photography business, before I fully started everything, I had to do my research to find out the equipment alone was a lot of money. So I had to do preparation on how I was going to buy the equipment, save up money. I bought little pieces of things. My first mentor, he was very nice. He loaned me one of his cameras because he had so many cameras. So it was an old camera that he had that was still good. I was very grateful for it. And so he loaned me the camera until I was able to purchase my own. So I was very fortunate in that department. Just doing your research, coming up with a business plan, knowing and understanding of how much money you're going to need in order to keep the business afloat. Those are some of the things. And so moving forward with Black businesses in the future, we do have some challenges where a lot of us, we may not know about resources that are available to different business members out there. Sometimes due to unfortunate racist systemics in the area, a lot of people may not be able to get the resources that they need in order to either start their business or to expand it if they want to. These are things that we need to come together as a community and help people out when they say that they want to start a business. These are things that we can share with them. just some fun facts. Damon John, we all know him from Shark Tank right now. So he started his entrepreneur journey with the company FUBU with clothing. He started in his mother's house in Hollis, Queens. So I decided to bring some light to him because he's from Queens. And so currently right now he started selling, when he first started out, him and his friend created these baseball caps, and they went out on Jamaica Avenue and they sold them for $10. And I think the first day that they went out, they sold $800 worth of hats. And so from there, he started to build his different businesses. He ended up on Shark Tank. He's also the CEO for the Shark Group. He's a public speaker. And he also has a program, which is the Next Level Success Program, where he offers, $1,500 scholarships to two students a year, which he hopes that it helps them and encourages them to go out and start their own businesses. And the next person I'd like to bring a fun fact to is Curtis James Jackson III, which is 50 Cent. He's a rapper, he's an actor, he's a TV producer, author. He's also a boxing promoter, which I didn't know about that. I just found out about that. And he was born in South Jamaica, Queens. And so he started his business venture with G Unit with a clothing program. I want to say he started his career in music in 2000. And so he did start later on in life. And so I encourage anyone to, doesn't matter how old you are, because you have some people that are out there and they may feel I'm a little bit too old to start all of this stuff. You're never too old. If you have a passion, if you have a dream and you know what you want to do, find yourself a mentor, do your research, make sure you have all of the information that you need, know what your business plan is, and I say go for it and make your dreams come true. Okay? Thank you.
Wow. That's rich, and you did so much research and lots of stories, and that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
so much, and thanks for your story. Thanks for all the research you've done and the very rich content.
Not a problem. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah. Anyone has any questions or any thoughts, anything that triggered something else? Yes, Prosper.
Okay. I loved your presentation, Diane, so thank you.
Thank you.
My thing of it is, and I briefly touched on it, because I'm an artist, my skills is creativity, and just FYI, I do photography too, and video editing, but I'm very self-aware as for where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are. And I would love to find mentors, accountability partners, coaches, but that almost seems like a business now because of all of these masterminds and stuff, So that's like something that really developed over the last couple of years where you got all of these coaches everywhere now. But I'm just trying to find accountability partners and mentors. And it's hard to find that in this day and age. It seemed like it was easier pre-pandemic. The other issue that I find with me doing business is marketing. And as for social media to create brand awareness and to drive traffic to my website and customers, even though I know how to do photography, video editing, and all of that, I'm not a person that feels comfortable with being in front of the camera. I can sit up here and let's just say plan a video for, let's say, TikTok and then share it on Instagram. Just for me to do a 1 minute or up to 3 minute video, it takes me hours, and not from the editing standpoint, because that part is really easy for me. Just from the standpoint, people might already know the message that I want to put out there, but once that camera is on me, I don't know if any of you all seen the Flintstones, the cartoon, where Fred Flintstone, when he realized he's on some TV, getting ready to be on TV show or stage, and when he finds out how many people is going to be watching him, Bert, he loses his voice. And I'm that person. Have my little script together, have my outline together, everything. But the moment that camera is on me, my mind is blank, and I get so nervous, and I seem like I can't even communicate. And then by the time I do finally piece together 100 cuts, because I had to redo it over and over again, and just finally just finding the best little edit pieces from each version and literally pasting it together just to get something up there. That is so exhausting and takes so much work for me. I'm not consistent with posting on social media. Those are the areas where I'm weak at.
I'm going to answer your first question about mentorship. One of the things I fully understand and I relate, because believe it or not, when I tell people this and they look at me, I am an introvert. I made a promise to myself that if anybody asks me to do anything, I'm not going to say no. When I was asked to do this call, I fought with it, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So that's one of the things. I understand being an introvert, not wanting to be in front of the camera. I had to force myself when I had my photography business, I had to force myself to go out to like networking events. I highly encourage you to try to go out and do more networking events. And literally what I would do, I would write down a list of 10 questions, because I would go to networking events and go sit in a corner, and that didn't help. And so I had a girlfriend of mine that will force me to go to these networking events. And so what I decided to do was create a list of 10 questions where you can ask people. It would start a conversation. I encourage you to do that. Try to find networking events, like just regular. There's a lot of, because how I actually met Ying, I went to a networking event. I took a Shopify course, and the lady who was teaching the course invited me to an event. I went to that event. I met Dawn Kelly, fell in love with Dawn Kelly, and then Dawn Kelly invited me to this call that they have on Wednesday mornings for entrepreneur essential connections. And that's how I met Ying. And in just doing that one thing, it has opened several doors for me. So I highly encourage you, if you're on social media, there are different business groups. There's one are you in Queens by any chance?
No, Manhattan.
Manhattan, you can still join the group. It doesn't matter, but they have events like in Brooklyn, and you can come out and there you can make connections. And then from there, talking to people, you can find out who you can connect with and start a accountability partner, have them hold you accountable for stuff that you need to do. And then also you might find somebody to mentor you, because Dawn is busy, but I've claimed her as my mentor. So she helps me out. She's really good. And just following her and seeing her excitement in what she does and everything, it encourages me to go out there and do what I need to do for my business. So I definitely encourage you, one, to join more business groups on social media. Go to more networking events, meet people, write down those questions. Because like I said, that helped me a lot. Write down like 10 questions that you can just ask people, and it will open up a dialogue between you and that person, and go from there. What was the second part? The second question.
You answered both. In person, I'm not an introvert. You know what I'm saying? But online, you have that camera, and the camera is an inanimate object. I met you in person, I wouldn't have a problem with having a conversation, but me just having a camera there, because it's an inanimate object, it's hard to have a rapport with a camera to put stuff on social media, because I feel like I'm actually talking to a wall or something. I don't know if that's the issue with me doing social media and being consistent, because I feel like if I can bring my social media game up, I think that would be a tremendous help as well.
So
Some people
Well said that you can put a picture of something in front of you that you can look at as if you were
Oh.
talking to that person.
Oh, that's a
Right.
good idea.
That's a good idea. And
Yeah.
another thing I'm going to help you with too, there's a software that I used. It's called, and you don't necessarily have to use this one because I
Mhm.
paid for the annual membership of it because I know I'm going to use it, but it's called Big View. And what it is a teleprompter. And so I do a lot of videos like on my phone and I'll type up what I need to say and I'll put it on there and you could set the teleprompter at what speed you want. And then the way it displays it on your camera, it looks like you're still looking at the camera. It's not like it looks like you're reading. And I love it. And sometimes I'll have to do maybe 1 or 2 takes, but generally no more than 5 and I'm done.
And it's here because since I'm online, it's called Big View.
Big View.
And what do you use it with, your phone?
Yep. It's an app. I think that's it. It's an app and you can download it onto your phone. And what it does, like I said, it's like a teleprompter and you're able to write out your entire script. And then it'll let you know when you type out the script, it'll let you know how much time it is going to be to read that script. If you want to stay within that minute, you can go and edit whatever it is that you're typing on there. So yes, it's called Big View Teleprompter. It's an app and I love it. I've been using it for the last, I want to say 5 years.
Oh, really? Well, it sounds like a good recommendation.
Yes, it is. And I love it. So I should, what do you call it? Do an affiliate for them because I recommend them on a regular basis. So yes, that's definitely a good app that you can use. And like I said, type out everything that you need to say as you're talking. If you feel like when you're doing the run through, you don't like it, you can go right in the app and change it right there. It's the wonderful thing. I love it. So try that. And
thanks for the recommendation. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, cool. You're welcome. So did I answer all your questions? I want to make sure I answered your questions. Okay, cool.
You're such a good instructor, Diane.
You know what it is? Thank you. I struggled growing up. I didn't find out until in my 30s I had ADD. So I know how it's comfortable for me to learn, and I'm a visual person. And so that's why when I came to do this, I was like, okay, I need to do PowerPoint because that's how I learn. And so, but thank you.
Okay. You present as if you've been doing this for a long, long time.
Not a long time, but it's
natural. Yeah.
A lot of times I fight with it, but people always ask me to speak at events and do different things. And I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I don't like saying no to people too. It's been a blessing over a year.
You're really good at it.
Thank
the same
you.
with your AI. I mean, you're just very good at
Thank you.
imparting knowledge and information.
Yeah, I posted so anybody that knows me knows my all-time favorite singer is Michael Jackson. I did an AI photo and I posted it on my Facebook page with Michael Jackson, like some little balloons stuff, just to say happy birthday.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Mandy and Burton, do you guys have any other questions for Diane?
Yeah, about the Mid-Journey. Thank you, Diane. You are the first one to show me how to write the prompts. But I feel it's like different people's or different time I enter the same prompts but get the different results, right? Is that normal?
Yes,
Okay.
that is absolutely normal.
Yes, that's normal.
Yep, you will never get the same
prompt.
same picture with the same prompt.
Can I say something in regards to that? Yes, you're going to always get a different image, but in order to have the same image, put in \seed and they give you the seed to the image that you want to duplicate and to be consistent with. So if you use the seed of an image that you created, you can, if you want to duplicate that and then add to the prompt to have that same consistency as for image, but maybe you want that image to look a little bit different or like a scene or something, just use the seed of it. But otherwise than that, if you're just prompt engineering, just putting in a description, you're going to always get something different, even if you remix it. But you can avoid that by getting the seed of that image if you want to do something with that image, particular image in particular.
Now, I just learned something today, and that's a wonderful thing. So you said backslash or forward slash?
To me, it's all whatever that slash is.
Going to the right. Okay.
Yeah, the seed. Yeah, go on the seed of the and you can get the seed of that exact image if you don't want a variation of that image. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. You're saying seed as in SEED?
Yeah, SEED. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, let me open up. I'll tell you exactly. I'm going to open up my Discord for Midjourney.
Oh, right. You guys said that you're going to share. what you
Right.
have. Yes.
Right.
Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So this one, I just searched. It says you can also do dash seed.
Because the seed is the actual original image, but you have to do it on that image to get the seed.
All right, Prosper, we're ready for your art. And Diane's. You guys should do a tech art kind of a workshop series or exhibit or something.
I would love to do because exhibition. I've done the last one that I recently did was in April in Vienna, Austria.
Yeah, yours is very high caliber. Otherwise, I'll invite you to do an exhibition in the incubator.
I have a Master of Fine Arts. I have a Media Design Master of Fine Arts. I have a certification in Digital Arts and Designs. I have a Bachelor of Science in Internet Marketing. And I have one more semester to go as for a Master of Science in Enterprise Project Management. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it says seeds.
This is how you put the seed in on Mid. Once you created the image and you want to keep that, you want to keep that particular image without Midjourney remixing it, you put in dash seed, and it'll take maybe like a second or two, and then it'll send you all of the information for that seed, and you can just paste and copy it and put it into your prompt. So I don't know if that helps. I can just
It absolutely does help.
It does help, yes. Thank you.
Let's just say that particular seed, that particular image that you want to utilize, let's say you want it in a different scene or something, you can use the blend mode. Let's say you have a person sitting in a coffee shop or something, but you want them sitting in church or something. You can click on the image, and so I can open up in a browser, copy that link, and then you can add another image of it being in a church or something. It's more than one way to do it, but this is one of the ways to do it. And you can blend that image of that original image that you want to keep with that consistency of it and put it in a different scene or something. But like I said, it's more than one way that you can do that, but that's one of the ways.
Okay. I want to see your website, Prosper.
You want to see my website? Okay.
Yeah. Or anything new you're doing. That's cool.
This right here, I did this with AI.
Ah.
The face on my pop-up. Okay, hold on.
Just from prompt?
Yeah, from Midjourney on prompt, just the face of this.
Very cool.
Okay, here, let me click on this right here.
What did you make with the butterfly?
This is a demo of one of my art pieces.
Digital demo.
So these are my art pieces. From this particular one is from, because I have 3 collections, my beautiful black rainbows. This one right here is from my kids collection, Our Majesty Rocks. I created angel number oracle cards, and I did that with AI. And let's see, this here, let me go to so this is the last exhibition I had, and that was in Vienna. So these are all the different artists along with my. So this is after the exhibition, they put it in a virtual exhibition.
Yeah, that's a virtual. That's a VR setting. That's cool. What platform do you remember?
This one platform is Spatial.
Facial. Okay.
Yeah, and they did this after the actual exhibition. And this is for my, wait a minute. This is from my, wait a minute. Okay, 1 minute. Let's see. I'm trying to, maybe I didn't put it on here. Hold on. Okay, this is at the actual, this is the same art piece right here. And you can see when you use your phone.
Yeah, that's the AR piece. Yeah. Yep. That's so cool. Is that in Vienna also?
Yeah, that's actually in Vienna. I created the series Supernatural Angel Numbers. It's so funny, when I was working on that, it just came up and I created these really cool oracle cards to go with it, because my actual print right here,
yeah,
of course I did that myself, but when I created the oracle card deck, I did that in AI. I do work with a lot of models and stuff, but that gets costly. So this is where I love AI, because for the fact that I do work with a lot of models and I do put together photo shoots and stuff, that's real time consuming and it's expensive. So that was my first time not having to use actual models, which was, I could have did a cartwheel on, because that saved me so much time. So this is okay. So it's going to, so these are my different series, and of course customer. So I created like angel oracle deck, and the angel cards actually talk to you. It has the like the print of any oracle deck, but when you point your camera to the deck, then it literally talks to you. So let's see if I can find
that's
a
awesome.
demo. Yeah, let me see if I can find a demo already. Hold on. Let me go back to here.
Yeah, so Diane, this technology I think can be pretty fun for small businesses to implement in different ways to promote their products. And
absolutely,
yeah, it's really cool.
Supernatural. See, the card is actually talking to you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you're more like an artist, but I think there are practical uses of this for businesses as well.
I keep in mind, I love AI so much because it's just another tool. Your prompts, and you really need to know how to write quality prompts, to be honest, to get what you're looking for. Because otherwise you can go down a rabbit hole. Yeah, it's easy to go down a rabbit hole. It's still a skill to knowing how to write a prompt. You got to take the time to learn how to do that as well. So this is from my exhibition, but this shows you how to print looks in your house as well. And this is from I forgot about my fourth, because I have a thirst trap. I have a thirst trap collection as well. And it's where I play on like French silks, like coffee and tea and all of that. That's wildflowers, which was so fun for me to do.
I like that.
Yeah, hold on, let me go back to it. Yeah, that was something different that I do interior design. I'll put a disclaimer on my website that I do a certain amount of blur on my images that I put on my website because people love to snatch your work.
Yeah.
So I put a certain amount of, so yeah, I did not all of the images because I got a lot of images to the series. So I just did like with teapots and coffee, French silk pots and stuff. So that was so fun because it was so different from what I normally do. I don't have enough time in a day to put up all my work.
Hey, I have an idea. What if we do an in-person day inviting people like you guys, and then you each can have a room, just exhibit whatever you're doing. And the
Okay, I need you to stay out of my head right now. I
Oh.
literally have been saying for the last 2 months, with all the stuff that I have, I said I would love to be able to get a space and just have this up where people can come and view
Yeah,
and
I think
possibly
that'd be
purchase
so
anything if
cool.
they wanted
Yeah,
to.
like a cool gallery exhibition
Yeah.
pop-up.
Like just visit like art studios, right? You each person have a room. You just put your stuff there. Maybe we can get screens that you can show, and then people can just walk around and they can learn. They can enjoy, and they can even buy your art and or design or anything.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and this is what I did at the VA. Oh, if I can find it. Oh, yeah, okay. Here, this is from the VA. Oh,
Is that the VA Manhattan?
yeah, on 23rd Street and for our art exhibition.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because I'm a disabled veteran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have several veterans actually in the group as well.
Prosper,
Yeah.
you register a business, right?
Pardon
But
me?
for service disabled veterans, you have so many different government contract opportunities. I just realized you should get government contract. A lot of the agency, they need people to teach. So you can teach, especially now. I think you're incredible. When I look at this, I just afraid if I start learning that, I don't have time to sleep. So
No, I think Prosper has something going on with the which one you were doing? You were doing an exhibit, women in army or something.
No, the thing that I would love to do as for where the VA is concerned, the VA is just now starting to give women space. As for, believe it or not, in this day and age, they just, like in 2011, they started setting up clinics in the hospital for the VA all across the United States and the world. And believe it or not, they didn't have clinics for women. I know that, doesn't that sound really crazy? And they didn't start setting that up until 2010 and 2011 to addressing women's health care as for the VA. When you got all of these women that's in the military and all of these veterans, I'm an Air Force veteran. And they just started creating these beautiful clinics in all of the VAs. And of course, VA is a big purveyor of art. And I would love to be able to sell art to the VA. I would love to be able to exhibit. It's funny when I'm catching a flight or something, I notice now at the airports that they're showcasing art from the community. If you're going through JFK or if you're going through Newark and stuff like that, and they're having these beautiful art galleries in the airports now. I'm trying to figure out, how do I get to be a part of that and exhibit my art as well? You know what I'm saying?
Prosper, November 1st to November 9th is Veterans Business Week. we are scheduling different webinars or something. So I think I can schedule maybe 1 hour for you, teach or to demonstrate, to show off your knowledge, okay? Wow.
I would love that.
No, this is
Manly,
Mandy. She's
Manly.
from
Manly.
SBA.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
I would love to be able to do that because I just recently started doing exhibitions.
Right.
Because prior to that, being a little bit shy, prior to that, I was just doing school exhibitions, but different friends and people that I was selling art to, they were saying, oh my gosh, you need to do exhibitions. Because I've always been an artist since the age of 2 or 3 years old. My digital skills are tight. My analog skills are tight as well. So, and I said, okay, I most definitely would like to participate with that. And if I can teach and help people as well, that would be awesome too.
Wow. Yeah, you're so talented. And I think I would send you some information. You should certify as a disabled veterans.
Yeah, I
That-
was thinking about that. And I'm
You
trying to
should.
figure
You
that
should.
out.
Right now, change that. Right now, before all the veterans that you certify with VA only for the VA's contract. But now you certify disabled veterans with SBA, so separate. For SBA certification, you can get all the government agencies contract. I just think you can sell your design to so many buildings, like a GSA. They manage all the federal government's building. I saw that every year they bought new paintings hanging on the wall.
Well, that's what I was saying. I know that the VA hospital, they buy a lot of beautiful art. You cannot walk in any VA hospital and not see the art. So they're big buyers of fine art. I was trying to figure out, how do I get in that loop, especially with me being a disabled veteran?
You have to certify that because all the federal government, they have to buy from certified service disabled veterans, 3% set aside. 3% set aside. And also you are a women so that's 5%. And you are minority, that's 12%. So totally you have 17% set aside for you. You need to do that.
Okay, so I most definitely am interested in doing that.
Right. Okay, certify that. You have 3 categories you can certify.
Okay, and you can certify the other 2 without.
Right. You can certify all of them, 3 of them. Okay. But where do you live?
In Manhattan.
Manhattan, you have to search the hub zone. If you can go to the hub zone, that's the 3%, and that's the only government goal they never can reach. So if you can be in the hub zone, find okay.
So you telling me that I fall under Black, woman, and disabled veteran.
Right.
And that adds up to 17%.
Right.
And also check if you live in the hub zone.
Okay. Yeah, I would love this to sell to the government, especially too for the fact that they're creating all of these beautiful women's clinics across the United States. And they're really creating these really cool spaces for women veterans. And of course, they're buying a ton of art. And I would love, because I created a series just for women veterans. I would love to be able, I'm very versatile, as you see.
And Prosper, you also should make some videos in some agency that do the marketing. They introduce SBA. We have videos introduce what SBA do for small business. So
really? Yeah, because I do all my own editing. I do it all.
So your products is so special. It's different from people just use video or camera. You use the AI. So now it's everything. So please, we have to help you to get those. Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm just like.
But you should make one video that you can, you have to submit that when people, tomorrow I have a meeting because somebody said, oh, they do the marketing. She didn't give up. Every time I say, I'm not the one that deal with the procurement, right? But she just continues. So I say, okay, I want to talk to you. So you need to have something to show them. Okay.
Yeah, like a presentation.
Right. What you can do, and also teaching. I think right now for veterans, they need a lot of teaching programs. Teach
Yeah.
them can make money or something.
Right now, I do weekly therapy and creative therapy with a VA Manhattan. I do music therapy with them on a weekly basis. I deal with PTSD and I do weekly therapy and I don't do art therapy because I feel like I can teach. They're so far behind as for the teaching of art. And I see where there's a lot of weakness there. I thought about all of that too, and being able to teach those skills to other veterans. That would be really cool.
So you work with the VA office in Manhattan.
No, I don't work with VA office. I'm a patient there.
You're a patient there.
Yeah.
I went over there every week to teach those veterans how to start a business. And they have a counseling, so sometimes they will refer veterans to me. So,
Oh,
but
really? I
but
never even knew that. They had that going on.
oh, they have that. Yeah. But the problem is I realize a lot of veterans, they don't want to come out. So usually I tell them the best business for them is e-commerce. So I think they need a skill, something special. And if you can teach them how to design something, they don't have to come out, they can sell their works. I helped one veteran say he said he liked the woodworks when he was a child. And then he was in the Air Force. So his business, he started the business, he made all the aircraft models with wood and make a very good business. So I think if we can help them, say, just combine your veterans experience or something skill, they can design something. I think that would be really help them to start their business.
And it's good therapy as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I think so. You should go to because I don't know. I will search Department of Health and Human Services. They have a mental. Right now, the president just give a lot of money to help with the mental problems. So I think if you can design something to help people, that I think that you can get the grants actually to solve that, to help them, especially the veterans. You can say from those veterans' point of view, this may be something different, not just make the decoration or something, maybe something relate to their experience or background. I think would be good for them.
I'm writing all of this down.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm so glad today Diane and Prosper's here together.
I love the colors.
Yeah. No, it's actually your shirt has some of the colors.
That's the other thing,
similar.
Diane. I got so many cool ideas since you said you sell products, but I haven't had the time to do it, to be honest. Just even making a t-shirt come alive with augmented reality and 3D. The applications are endless. It's only limited by your imagination.
I started a Tech Saturday in-person event at the Tech Incubator, first and third Saturdays from 10 to 12. I have a developer coming and talk about tech trends and also see what people wanted to help with. Maybe we can use one of those days to do a exhibit type of event, because this is a kind of cross tech, art, and business and the community.
Okay, that's really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Hopefully.